What's cracking, gamers? And today I'm here to talk about probably my second favorite unit in all of Genshin Impact, the trash collector himself, Albedo. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I've been hearing some things that maybe Albedo could be coming back. It's probably not true, let's be real. You can't trust me or word of mouth, but maybe Albedo's gonna be getting a buff. And maybe Albedo's gonna be getting a new weapon. And you know, just Geo in general is gonna be getting a new artifact set. I don't know. It's all just speculation though. But it seems like, you know, it could be a heavy possibility. It's just, a source is unreliable. Anyway, here's my boy right here, Albedo, looking like an absolute Chad himself. And I'll tell you why this character is going to be getting such a new high ceiling in this video game. Holy crap. So as of right now, my Albedo stats are 1,869. Nice defense there. And you know, he's also got some extra things here. Again, this is not quite true or indicative here, because my Albedo actually gets a little bit more crit chance here. But anyway, he's got 192 crit damage and a little bit of extra crit rate. Okay, now that I healed, you can now see that my crit rate is at 77.3 crit rate and 192 crit damage, which is pretty freaking good. Also at a whopping 90% Geo damage. Whoo! And you want to know what makes this character so bustedly good? This weapon right here is his current best in slot. Harbinger of Dawn. Crit damage, 46.9%. And Refinement 5, easy to do because it's a 3-star weapon of an extra 28 crit rate as long as you're above 90 HP. And let me tell you, staying above 90 HP, literally the easiest thing in the world. Because you just drop his E, and that's his gameplay. Maybe you could ult too and give everybody a free 120 Elemental Mastery too. So he does buff Elemental Mastery, well, you know, kind of like Sucrose does. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 125, so it's a little bit better. Every time you use his ult, you get a whopping 125 Elemental Mastery for 10 seconds. The guy is an absolute Chad, and you can kind of use him as like a Sucrose substitute if you want to buff other reaction-based damage while doing a lot of damage yourself. He also has one of the best weapon ascension passives in the game. 10% chance to receive double the product. That is super huge. That saves so much resin. It's so good. And you may be asking, why, Noble? Why is this 3-star weapon his best in slot? Well, that's because he scales with defense. And defense alone, really. His ult kind of scales with attack, but that doesn't really matter because you're not using him for his ult. And another fantastic thing about my boy Albedo here is really the only set piece that really matters to him is just 2-piece Geo damage. That's literally whatever. And then anything else you can put on him. Like this Geo Goblet would be absolute garbage on anybody else but Albedo. And, well, I guess Noelle as well. But, like, this works fantastically. Lots of defense, lots of crit damage. Well, not lots, but a decent chunk. And look at this this thing would be so trash on anybody but Albedo and I guess Noelle. And maybe some future characters there. But look how wonderful this is. The stat line is crazy. And here is an artifact that would be otherwise junk because it all rolled into defense and dodge crit rate and crit damage. But the defense is still really freaking amazing on Albedo. And especially since leveling to 90 gives you a lot more defense than, say, attack, he scales quite wonderfully the more he levels up too. And the only thing you really need to invest into him is this E skill. This skill right here is really all you need. This is all you need, homeboy. And soon, I'm thinking about crowning his E. I'm just gonna need to farm 1 million of these ballad books. I'll probably work on it. Oh, that's today. Okay, I guess I can do that. So you're asking, why did I call him the garbage collector at first? Mostly because every time you run artifact domains, you're going to get artifacts that are absolute garbage with defense main stats or roll into defense, and you got really no one else to use it on. Except your boy Albedo and Noelle. But Albedo uses it to much greater effect. Because really, just the archaic Petra is really the only thing that's really got going for him currently. Maybe in the future he could get something, I don't know. But regardless, right now, he's able to take all of these artifacts that would just otherwise be completely useless in any other set. They don't make any sense. They're like whatever. But he's still able to pump out an amazing amount of damage. How much? Let's go check it out. So obviously, if you're using the Geo element, you should 100% always do the Geo Resonance bonus here. So I'm just going to stack out on there too. But you can use Albedo by himself and get some free shields, which is pretty nice. So there we go. We got that down. About 12k damage every 2 seconds unbuffed. I'm not critting as much as I should here. And when enemies get a little bit lower, you can crack them out a little bit more. Another technique that's usually pretty good too is you go slam that down, hit him, or hit her, sorry. This is 2021. All right, so proc it. Come on, proc it. There we go. Slam it. You can get another one free charge just like that. And then we get his ult back because his ult comes back really quickly. It all pops. Slam it down again. Get another freebie just like that. You could be main DPS Albedo for all you want. He gets so much energy back so easily because it only costs 40. But let me tell you, with Zhongli, he hits so much harder. So we just crack out the shield. Let's just go. And then we're just going to wait for this guy to come back up. Come on, come online. He's going to resist physical damage, but not geo damage. So, there we go. 17k with the Zhongli shield. And he's still going to hit a lot harder. Look at that. We're popping. He's almost at 20k damage right now. He's insane, dude. Especially when they get under 50% HP, where he can crack them even harder. And by the way, he's a support. And when all this is going down, I could switch to Raiden Shogun and just absolutely slap them while hitting with 20k damage as well. He's insane. See, big boy Albedo, just bam, we slam, and let's just go to Kokomi, for instance, out here. And then we'll just keep slapping him with Kokomi damage. You know, no big deal. We're just destroying him. Again, let's use non-ulting Kokomi here. So again, we slam it down. And then we're going to wait for this guy. And then we'll just keep slapping him. With some wets. Some wet status out here. Alright, look at that. Fat stacks of damage out here, dude. 18Ks. Just disgusting. So why is Albedo so cracked? Well, that's because not only does he provide the elemental mastery buff of 125 every 10 seconds every time he ults, which is pretty much he can do it on cooldown because his ult is so dirt cheap. He also is able to do fat damage off field, and he's also able to provide free shields that don't interfere with elemental reactions. So for instance, let's use her. Let's get this Geo out here. Let's slam this down, and let's use Kokomi. So you can see the electro charge still happening, and there's crystallized. So all of this is still going on. No big deal, you know? No big deal. He doesn't interfere with elemental interactions. All right, let's not use Zhongli here. In case you don't have a Zhongli, let's just slam down the Albedo Flower, throw this out, and we'll use Kokomi here. See, let's get some elements here. So I got some electro shields. And look, they're still I'm just taking it. No big deal. So even if you don't have a Zhongli shield, Albedo will provide you free shields like almost every 2 seconds. And you can just keep getting it back and just get infinite shields if you wanted. Now I'm also going to dispel a rumor that Albedo does not work with freaking win characters. That's an absolute lie. He works fantastically with characters like Venti, okay? I'm gonna show you why, okay? So we start this off. Let's get a shield. Let's slam this down. Let's get this ult cracking right there, okay? It procced. And now let's just suck everything up. Oh, shit. Hold up. There we go. There you go. As you can see, every person in there gets hit with the Albedo. So that's freaking fantastic. And let's just do it again. That could have been a better, like, suck action there, but that's fine. We'll get it. There we go. Now let's get all of them in there. So now all of them are inside, and as you can see, all of them are getting hit at the same time with Albedo's E. And I didn't even have to do anything. I just watched them die. It was fantastic. Normally, Albedo's E only works on one enemy at a time, but if you hit every single enemy at the same time, they will all proc Albedo's extra bonus damage and hit for an insane crap ton of damage. It's fantastic. And the fact that in the next big patch, 2.3, Albedo may be getting a huge buff out here is just icing on the cake. He already hits this hard. He's already this good of a unit, and they're buffing him even more. I mean, granted, I think it's going to be hard to beat this free weapon out here. It's going to be insanely hard. Unless they give like a huge defense bonus of maybe a 69% nice damage. And, you know, maybe some extra elemental skill every 2 seconds. I don't know, just buy a huge freaking crap ton free R5 weapon. I mean, maybe that's something that could possibly beat out this free 3-star sword. Maybe. But just the fact that you saw everything that I just did with a free 3-star sword and him doing absolute cracked out damage like that, I think you're considering something here. That maybe Albedo is a character worth building. In fact, I think Albedo's way better than Childe. But that's going to be a video for another time. I'm going to be doing a video about Childe probably, maybe even tomorrow. But anyway, I hope you guys are all excited for some potential geo buffs. My information's not reliable, I know, blah, blah, blah. But hey, I just wanted to make a video about my boy Albedo. I would make an in-depth guide, but it really doesn't matter right now with, you know, maybe some potential artifacts in the future. So, we'll probably revisit Albedo, and you bet your buns I'm gonna build the best Albedo when that happens. So you look forward to how much my Albedo is going to be cracked in the future. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you beautiful sons of guns again next time.